Guys, welcome again to Elevated Time, and this episode is going to deal with the resume building. And resume building is very creative art. You know what? Because your resume got to be selected with the ATS, the application tracking software. The application tracking software is a kind of software that most companies and corporates, use these days to filter out or reject weak resumes. So if you need to make your resume strong, it has to be ATS friendly, or it has to contain or consist of so many words or phrases which actually fits the job profile, or which is what a company desires to be in you. Well, to come back to the point, the resume is about you, so your name is the most important thing in that resume. And definitely your name should be written bold, and it should be of the size definitely better and more than any other words in the resume. Right below your name, you could mention your address, your physical or communication address, and then your phone number and email address, right? I mean your email ID. And then after that, if you have gotten LinkedIn ID, a LinkedIn profile, please go ahead and mention that too. Then the next thing is that all these elements, you better go for a line below all these elements, because this seems to be the topic, or this seems to be the profile of the person. The name, the address, the phone number, email ID, LinkedIn ID. It says a lot. Right after this, go for the career objective. What is your career objective is what the company wants to know. The corporate wants to know what do you want to do with your career. What do you want to do in the next 3 or 4 years or 5 years or 6 years or 7 years? How do you want to build yourself? How do you want to give yourself to the industry? All right. So your career objective should not be a whole paragraph, because the interviewers, your recruiters, don't have that much of time to go through your massive paragraph. You should put in a few keywords, which is the dominating principle of the industry that you're going to join. So career objective should be at least of 2 or 3 sentences. All right, but more than 3 sentences, I would not say that to be a very creative career objectives. Para. What sort of career you want to build, what sort of strength you have, what skills you bring, and how are you going to upgrade your skills in the industry. Once you join the industry, how are you going to upgrade your skills, how are you going to generate more skills for the industry, how are you going to help the industry, how are you going to help yourself, how are you going to make it more dexterous, more skillful, how are you going to make yourself and your unit more skillful, what changes are you going to bring in an industry or in the work atmosphere. That's what the company wants to know, and that's the synopsis of the career objectives. So blend in your personality, or rather I would say skills personality, in 2 or 3 sentences in the career objectives. Then, now if you're a fresher, I would actually tell you to highlight your most recent education. What are you at this point of time when you're submitting your resume? Are you a BTech, or are you MTech, or a BSc? What is your highest education profile? Mention it. And what's your highest percentage? I mean, what's the percentage right at this point of time in this stream? All right. Prior to this, you might have done your 10 plus 2. Of course, definitely you have come across your 10th standards. You could go ahead and mention those also. But most important thing is this, your the profile, the education that this industry requires from you to possess. If the industry is looking for BTECs, just mention if you have it, and the other things, if they require, they will demand it from you. All right. So yeah, you also need to know a lot about space management. So I would rather prefer that you mention the most important education that's required on the part of this particular job profile. If you have it, mention it, and mention it properly, from which university or college you have earned your degree, and what was your pass out percentage, and also your graduation year, month and year. Right. Now, after this, the industry is looking for skills. So you have mentioned your skills. Make your resume look like a skill resume. So the skill section is very, very, very important. So your domain skills, your hard skills, and soft skills are two different skills that you need to possess. What's your hard skill? So I would expect you to mention at least 6 to 7 hard skills. And of course, before you mention hard skills, study yourself, study who you are, and study the, what's inside yourself in you. What sort of skills do you possess the most? So you could have 20, 30 different skills, but as I said, there's something called space management in the resume. So you go ahead and mention 5 to 6 or 7 domain skills only. All right, in accordance to the field of your study and practical works. All right. Along with it, you got to mention the soft skills, like communication is a soft skill, like public speaking is a soft skill, like technical writing in certain cases is a soft skill, like essay writing is a soft skill. All right. Like professional, speeches. Are you good in delivering professional speeches? That's a soft skill. Are you good in debating? That's a soft skill. Are you good in group discussion? That's a soft skill. So if whatever soft skills you have, be sure that you have those soft skills in you, and then you go ahead and mention them, like GD skills, debating skills, public speaking, English speaking skills. Right. And after the skills, now just mentioning the skills is not enough, I think, at this point of time, because the world is moving fast, the industry is moving fast, and they want to know where, you have mentioned the skills. Now, if you provide a certain synopsis about the skills, some kind of, proof that you actually possess those skills. So you could mention certain experiments or certain practical works that you have done using those skills during your university life, your college life, your institution life. Or certainly you should have the proofs about whatever you're mentioning. Or, when they ask you, when they grill you with questions regarding those skills, you should be pretty much adept answering those questions, those queries. So only if you are sure that you have those skills, only if you have a thorough idea about those goals, and if you have done real practical work using those skills, you could go ahead and mention those skills, and be sure to study a lot more about those skills to prepare yourself to face the interview, because they're going to grill you about those skills. Because at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, they require those skills in the candidates. So your education matters, but your skill matters more than your education, probably. Because your skills are proof that you have educated yourself. And after your skills, you could go for mentioning or highlighting the key projects you have accomplished during your university or institution, college life, during your studies. All right. And also along with the synopsis of the projects. What were the aims of the projects? What were the project strengths? Like how many people were working in your group? Did you work as a team leader or a team worker? What was your kind of dedication? What was your job in it? What was your cutout role in it? To what extent did you provide your service? To what extent did you go ahead and put forward your skills in making this project successful? What number of days involved in the project? And finally, the success review. What do you think what do you think about the success of those projects that you have written there? You could give some ideas about certain idea about or feelings about what do you think about the success of those projects? 100%? Or what? So you have to have technical literature, like a few lines, to make your interviewers or recruiters understand about your inputs into the project and your understanding of those projects, and finally, what was a success and how much did you succeed? All right. So if there are certain things that didn't succeed in those projects, don't be afraid to mention that, because you can also add a takeaway. You can also add a feedback sort of thing. You can also add that later on you did more to understand why those failures happen, and you have gone to your faculty members asking for more knowledge about those areas, because failures are the stepping stones to success. All right. Be frank, be open, be transparent, be scientific. And after the projects, you could go ahead mentioning the seminars they've attended, the presentations you have attended, you have yourself delivered, the seminar papers you have yourself delivered, conferences you have attended, exhibitions. All right. Synopsis about all these things. And definitely there has to be the proof of all these seminars and conferences and exhibitions that you have attended, or you have yourself been involved with, along with the time period, right, in the venues. So if you have some videos, snaps, photographs, you could make it a link, a file, and then just put the link of that accumulated your photographs or literatures or videos. Make a file and put the link of that file in that, or mention the link of that file in there, along with the seminars and conferences and certifications. All right. Now, what is your strength? Right after this, you could go ahead and mention your special strengths. All right. But this is a kind of one-liner or a two-liner autobiography. You could have some special strength what the industry is looking for in the candidates. And if you have it, please go ahead and mention it. All right. This is a very short resume that I'm trying to give you or help you with. All right. A fresher's resume. So after this, you could mention your hobby. Don't go ahead and mention 3 or 4 hobbies. Only 1 or 2. One is best. And definitely go ahead and study a lot about this hobby, whatever you have mentioned, because they would begin grilling you about it. So don't mention something that you are not totally familiar with. If it's a hobby, you would be familiar with it. So mention your hobby. You may have 3 or 4 hobbies, but find out which one is the one that you could mention it, and when you face the questions, you can go ahead and give a very suitable answer. So keep your resume clean, neat and clean, and to the point. Like your skills should be in bullet points, your projects should be in bullet points, your certifications, your conferences attended, your seminars done, all these things could be in bullet points. The success review of the projects could be in bullet points, because bullet points would be noticed more by your recruiters, your interviewers, and more eye-catchy. Make your resume eye-catchy. That's it. Thank you.